Look at your screen right now. Yes, you. If you think your summer is hot, you need to see what is happening to France right now. The entire country is basically turning into a giant air fryer. We are talking about the most severe heat wave ever recorded in European history. It is so bad that the ground is literally cooking, and people are losing their minds. Let me tell you about June 24th, because it completely broke the system. Météo France, which is their official weather service, looked at their computers and realized it was the hottest day since they started tracking things back in 1947. Imagine living in Paris, the city of romance and beautiful walks, and suddenly it hits over 40 degrees Celsius. That is over 105 degrees Fahrenheit for my friends across the ocean. Do you know how many times Paris has crossed that line since World War II? 5 times. Total. And 2 of those days happen back to back right now. But wait, it gets crazier if you move away from the capital city. Down in a tiny western town called Pissos, the thermometer hit 44.3 degrees Celsius. That is 111.3 degrees Fahrenheit. In the shade, you could literally bake a tray of cookies on the dashboard of your car without turning the engine on. Actually, do not do that, because the car might just melt entirely. The government had to push a top-level red alert for 58 different regions across the country. That is more than half of the entire nation under emergency warnings. The Prime Minister even had to call emergency crisis meetings just to figure out how to keep people alive. Now, you might be thinking, why don't they just go inside and turn on the air conditioning? That is the best part. They do not have any. Most French homes, schools, and workplaces were built centuries ago to keep the heat inside during freezing winters. They were absolutely not built for temperatures that belong in the middle of the Sahara Desert. Less than 5% of homes in France have proper cooling systems installed. So when the outside air feels like a hairdryer blasting directly into your face, your house becomes an oven. Even the famous Paris metro subway system has turned into an underground sauna. People are trapped in metal boxes underground, waving tiny paper fans, praying for a breeze that never comes. You look at the tourists, and they are completely miserable. People save up money for years to see the Eiffel Tower or walk through the Louvre Museum. Then they get to Paris, and the museums are forced to cut their hours and close early because it is too hot for visitors to stand inside. The bricks and concrete are soaking up all that sun during the day, and they radiate heat like a radiator all through the night. The overnight temperature low was 22 degrees Celsius, which is another national record. That means it does not even cool down when the sun goes away. You cannot sleep, you cannot breathe, and your ice cream melts before you can even take a picture for Instagram. People are getting so desperate to cool down that they are jumping into any water they can find. Fountains, canals, rivers, you name it. But that has actually turned into a massive tragedy because over 40 people drowned in just a few days trying to swim in unsupervised spots. It is absolute chaos out there. And if you think this is just a normal summer heat wave, think again. Scientists checked the data and said this kind of extreme weather would be virtually impossible without human-made climate change. Europe is currently the fastest warming continent on the entire planet. It is heating up at twice the average global rate. Think about that for a second. The mass of hot air is literally getting sucked straight up from North Africa, crossing the Mediterranean, and sitting right on top of France like a heavy blanket. And because there is no wind, the air just stays there, cooking everything under it. The fields are drying out, farmers are panicking, and the risk of massive wildfires is shooting through the roof. The worst part is that the summer is only just starting. We are looking at the calendar, and it is only the beginning of July. The weather forecasters are already saying another massive surge of extreme heat is coming back for round 2 in just a few days. It is going to smash France, Spain, Germany, and Italy all over again. If you have a trip planned to Europe right now, you might want to pack 10 portable fans and a lifetime supply of sunscreen. Or maybe just stay home in front of your freezer. Seriously, drop a comment below and tell me how hot it is where you live right now. Are you melting too? Or is it just France that is turning into a literal volcano? Smash that subscribe button if you want to stay updated on this crazy world weather. Stay cool, drink your water, and I will see you in the next video.